and thank you for joining me in our studies of the English language today. So here we're going to be talking about the use of the definite article in English, the, when applied to country names. So let's take a look at our example. I traveled to the Egypt. I traveled to the Egypt. As a general principle, we do not use the definite article, the, in application to country names. And so we can conclude then, as a result, that the, in this case, would be a mistake. We would not say the Egypt. We would instead just simply say Egypt. I traveled to Egypt. And that principle would hold true for the vast majority of countries. I traveled to Japan, I traveled to Russia, and so on. There are, however, some exceptions, which we'll take a look at now. Exceptions. We'll take a look at the most common exceptions first. We could say the United States, or America in its full form. Or maybe the United Kingdom. Or perhaps the United Arab Emirates. So we can see something of a pattern developing here, right? All of these country names look quite similar indeed. For the three exceptions we've looked at here, they are a composite or a set of words, in each case including a noun. So in the case of the United States of America, well, the noun would be states. For the United Kingdom, it would be kingdom. And the United Arab Emirates, well, the noun here is Emirates. And so in each case, the definite article the has been applied to the noun within the country name, and as a result warranting the use of the article. That doesn't mean, however, though, that it's an absolute rule that the article must be used. You'll see frequently on maps and other sources that the article is skipped. So it can be used, but doesn't have to be. You may also be very accustomed to seeing the acronym forms of these country names without the article. For example, the USA, the UK, and the UAE. And these acronyms are very helpful because they save space and are just generally easier to say. There are some other exceptions. For example, we have the Gambia, a West African country that's named for the river that flows through it. There are the Philippines. Now in the case of the Philippines, it's seen as equally valid to use the Philippines or just Philippines by itself. So really then you're going to need to learn both forms. There are also some other exceptions whereby in modern English the article is skipped the vast majority of the time. However, if you look at older texts, you may see it used with the article. The most prominent example that I can think of that would be the Ukraine. Still now, in the 21st century, I hear people saying the Ukraine from time to time, but it's quite rare. Another point to consider would be that you may be accustomed to hearing the short form names of some countries, like China, but in more formalistic contexts, they may use the full name, which would be the People's Republic of China. So hopefully that has been a useful insight into the use of the definite article the in English, or lack of it, and some exceptions. So thank you very much for being with me today, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you for watching.